Have you ever wondered why our brains love spotting patterns? It's a universal human tendency, deeply ingrained in our cognitive processes. We see them in the constellations of the night sky, in the rhythm of music, even in the seemingly random occurrences of everyday life. This video will explore several psychological principles that contribute to this fascinating phenomenon, from cognitive economy and evolutionary adaptation to perceptual grouping and meaning construction. Let's dive deeper into these psychological principles to unravel the mystery behind our brain's love for patterns. First off, recognizing patterns allows the brain to process information more efficiently. Picture this. Each time we encounter a recurring shape, sound, or behavior, our brain smartly categorizes it, forming a mental shortcut. This clever trick of pattern recognition essentially conserves our cognitive resources. It's like a brainy version of saving battery power on your smartphone. In doing so, our brain becomes more adept at understanding and navigating the environment. So, it's all about working smarter, not harder, right? Moreover, our brains are wired to spot patterns due to evolutionary adaptation. The ability to recognize patterns is a relic from our earliest ancestors, who relied on this skill for survival. In the vast, unpredictable wilderness, identifying patterns in the environment was a lifeline. It enabled early humans to predict potential threats, like an approaching predator, or to locate vital resources, such as a nearby water source or a berry bush ripe for foraging. Now, let's transition into cognitive closure. This concept suggests that our brains inherently strive for completeness and orderliness. They accomplish this by identifying patterns and using them to fill gaps in our understanding. Imagine you're looking at a partly obscured image. Your brain automatically attempts to complete the image by filling in the missing pieces based on patterns it recognizes. It's like our brains are always trying to complete a mental jigsaw puzzle. But there's more to it. Have you heard about Gestalt principles and predictive processing? These principles, like similarity, proximity, and continuity, are our brain's clever tools for grouping and recognizing patterns. Similarity clusters like items, proximity connects those close in space or time, and continuity predicts the path of motion or a sequence. And speaking of predictions, our brain is an inherent fortune teller. It's always on the lookout, using patterns to anticipate what comes next. This gives us a sense of predictability and control, reducing the cognitive load of constant surprise. Lastly, let's not forget our innate desire to make sense of the world. Patterns are like the scaffolding that supports our construction of meaning. They organize information into coherent structures that we can understand and learn from. In essence, patterns are the brain's way of weaving the threads of information into a coherent tapestry of understanding. So what does this all mean? In essence, our brains are wired for spotting patterns. This ability enhances efficiency, aids survival, provides closure, fosters predictions, and helps us make sense of our surroundings. In the grand scheme of things, our brains are simply trying to make sense of a world full of patterns.